What is going on, my friends, and welcome back to another video on the channel. Now, in today's video, I wanted to give you just a quick update on Luna Classic, as this thing is seeing a strong pull to the downside, especially following yesterday's video where I was issuing warning after warning after warning, saying that a pull of up to 20 to 30% could be on the way. Now, from the peak to where we did go down to, we did see a fall of about 36%, currently sitting at 24%, so it does seem as if that video is pretty spot on, and I wanted to make sure I updated you on exactly what is going on now and how I am expecting this to play out. Now, looking at Luna Classic, we have kind of been expecting this pull to the downside due to this massive wedge that we've been in for the last couple weeks. Now, you all know the story behind ascending wedges. They will typically break to the downside. That's just usually what happens. Now, whenever you mix in the fact that we've been seeing these lower highs consistently on the RSI and the fact that the price was setting higher highs, that's a case of bearish divergence, which only confirms even more that there's a strong likelihood that we would see some type of break to the downside out of this wedge rather sooner than later. Now, because of this, we can see that, our range that we created is going to hold up, and it is actually going to be more important now than ever, in my opinion. So what is currently going on with the price is that we have gotten a break to the downside of the wedge, and we are currently going back to retest it to see if we can get back within the wedge or if this is going to be the break to the downside that we've all been expecting. Now, looking at the hour charts, what I'm going to go ahead and do is give you guys two options on how I'm going to be trading this thing, because I think that we can see some type of gains either to the upside or the downside, but it all comes down to setting the right ranges and entering at what we believe to be the right times. Now, this video is going to be completely dependent on the fact that we do get the hourly closes below this level of support, but I don't think it's going to be very easy for us to re-enter back into this wedge at this point. So I am going to just go ahead and say that while we are below this wedge right here, the main level that we need to be looking for is 48 cents. Now, I know it's not 48 cents. There's a couple zeros in front of it, but you get the big picture, okay? Now, if at any given point we do enter back into maybe even the wedge, but get back above 48 cents, I do believe that would be the point where we could really start to expect to see some strong growth to the upside, especially following a move of this nature. But what I want to say is that whenever we see wicks that are this big, we have a tendency to start to trail lower, right? Usually what will happen, we'll break to the downside, we'll start to see a wick of this nature, we'll recover a good bit, retest to the top side, and then go sideways at that next sell wall, okay? And so since 48 cents roughly is the next sell wall, that's going to be the point in which I am going to start to prepare for my next long trade. If we can see Luna Classic at any given point recover back above 48 cents, that is going to be the point which I will enter into my next buy, expecting that we could see growth of anywhere between 15 to 20% as we do start to revisit this 55 to 56 area to retest this liquidity up here. But while we are below 48 cents, we are in a position to very possibly see some type of continuation to the downside as low as 34 cents. Now, if I do go ahead and just kind of clear off everything here, let's go ahead, remove all indicators, remove all drawings, and look at this from a Fibonacci perspective. You can see that our 0.618 to 0.786 level is the point in which we are trying to hold as support. And while we are above this level, this is going to be the point that's going to determine whether or not we really capitulate to the downside or not. Currently, our 618 level is sitting right around 43 cents, and our 786 level is sitting around 38 cents. And I'm going to go ahead and say that as long as we are sitting above 43 and 38 cents, this little range here, we're probably in a good position to see some type of continuation above that 48 level as previously mentioned, okay? And so the easiest thing you can be doing right now is just establish your range, establish your green line or whatever you want to establish it under, and go ahead and call that 48 cents, establish your red lines, right? We're going to go ahead and get this put up here. And we're going to call that our support zone. And what I'm going to do personally is wait for it to break one of these zones. If we're capable of breaking above this 48 level, I'm going to go long. If we lose our support level and we crash under 36 cents, I am expecting this thing to push all the way down to this previous low around 33 cents, but very likely even continue a little bit lower, maybe even to retest 30 cents on some type of long-term harder correction to the downside, okay? And so what I'm going to say right now is that until we do get a move out from from between this range here, I'm not really going to do too much updating on Luna Classic. I'm really just going to sit back and watch. Okay, set your labels, boom, 48 cents. Set your another label right here, 43 cents, right here, 38 cents. Okay, and wait for this thing to move within this. Okay, there's a strong chance we will see some type of correlation between these two levels, in which we do maybe bounce between them or do something of this nature. And I don't want to get caught buying or shorting while we are in some type of sideways consolidation-esque moment. And so for that reason, I'm just going to wait. Again, that's going to be the biggest update, and that's going to be the biggest thing to pay attention to, is how do we interact with these levels. I know a lot of people say technical analysis doesn't work and that these charts don't work, but over the last 4 days, we've called almost every single one of these moves to a T. And I do believe that this is going to be the easiest way for us to set up those next trades. Now, do remember, I am doing all of my trading on BitGet. I do believe they are the best exchange in the world, and if you do use my link down below, you will get up to $4,000 in deposit bonuses, as well as the best trader in my community under my link will get $1,500 a month. It's an opportunity you should not pass up on, in my opinion. So do check out the first link in the description and in the comment section, as that will be provided for you there. But overall, that's going to be the biggest update for today. I think while we're above this little range between 43 and 38, there's nothing to worry about. This is a strong level of support. We very possibly could bounce out of this and then continue back to the top side to see some growth once we break 48 cents. While we're under 48 cents though, again, this is the biggest sell wall. That's the biggest obstacle. And while we're below it, there is again still the chance that we do capitulate through this level and continue to the downside. This is the range to be on the lookout for, and this is the range that I'm creating my next trades off of. And as this does happen and as this thing does move, I will update you on exactly what I'm doing. So stay tuned. When you subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications so you don't miss the next video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.